From what I can tell, he really hates women.
Suspecting her of cheating, I lost the temper my father had handed down to me and threw the bottle at her face, opening up a bloody gash over her lip and scattering cheap perfume and shards of blue glass. In altercations that followed, I hit her, spit on her, and tried to choke her. She never retaliated. She just cried, and I never felt sorry for her.
The bottle thing that they keep talking about, I think it was in the book where it says that he threw a bottle and it hit his mom in the face, I think it says. Well, if I remember correctly, that incident was one where the way his parents' house was set up is from the kitchen counter. You could see all the way across the hall and all the way past the bathroom into his bedroom, and then you could see his bed way back there. So when his mom would turn around, we'd throw stuff through there and try and get it past her. What were we? You're right. So anyway, he had these cars that were made out of glass. They were cologne bottles, I think. And so they weren't very heavy, but he decided he was going to throw one into his, try and hit the pillow in his bedroom. But right as he threw it, his mom turned around real quick. She forgot her keys, or I don't remember what it was, and it nicked her, right? And then it hit the wall. So it wasn't like he, took a wind up and said, "I'm going to hit my mother in the face with this,"
Wait a minute. So just to get this straight, because this is the story in The Long Hard Road Out of Hell, the book, right?
Yes.
The story that's provided, and people attribute this to Manson. They say, "Look, it's his autobiography. It's ghostwritten," but people see that. But the story describes him getting outraged, and he chased after her with a bottle of cologne, a glass bottle, and threw it at her, and it hit her and scarred her up, and she started crying. Whereas what you're saying is completely different and much more innocuous, that you were just some bored kids that would throw things across the room, not even trying to hit her, and one day
behind her back. Behind her back, yeah.
Throw things behind her back for a laugh, and one day she turned around unexpectedly, and she got cut that way. So
yes,
completely false than what's in the book, basically.
The context is totally different. I can see in the book they were trying to focus on Brian was getting upset that he thought his mom was having an affair, and from there, I think in the book it goes right to him throwing the bottle at her. But that's not the way things happen. Because we used to sit at that table all the time and throw stuff when she'd go by, and laugh. But I remember that time when she turned around real quick and it just totally nicked her cheek and it exploded everywhere. And she may have been crying. I don't know. I don't remember that part. I was looking at the explosion, but that's where our concern was. But yeah, the context wasn't him seeking her out and throwing a glass cologne bottle directly at her. It's a lot more nuanced than that. So,
did you see though anything truly aggressive or violent or concerning, such as these accusers have accused him of?
No, I've never seen that. One thing I always hesitate to say, but I'm going to go ahead, is over our childhood, we had a lot of things in common. But I don't usually bring that up because I feel like I'm trying to equate myself with his achievements, which I'm not. But everybody used to consider us as one thing. Brian Scott, or Scott and Brian, depending on who you're talking to, for years and years. So we were sort of a dynamic duo. And so that's why another part of this really bothers me, because they're attributing his behavior to his childhood, his development, all these other things. Well, we had the exact same environment. We were literally like two stalks of corn in the same row next to each other. And so I know that's not true, and I've never seen that type of behavior from him. Some people point to, rock stars backstage, and they're, either their irritation with the equipment or whatever. Everybody gets mad back there. And there's always people vying for your attention. So you'll see like this cloud of people follow them around. So, but I never saw any behavior like that.